Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a global political earthquake is in the air right now. This is the early morning of September 25, 2019. There is much ado right now concerning the President of America and major accusations and um plans to impeach, and many, many more things to say. This um, upload can be very long or can be very short because there's a lot to say, a lot to say. Most folks don't understand the mysteries. They understand theology, but they don't understand mysteries. They don't understand prophetic mysteries. That's why we have to take a little time to tell you. We can't tell you everything, but we can say a little. Understand that it's not just that the American president is under siege right now or seemingly on the ropes. You've got to understand the global picture. Before I even touch the global picture, understand that a global political earthquake can be more dangerous than a 9.0 physical earthquake in terms of how it affects mankind. Yes, many can die. Many things can happen that would be astounding compared to even a physical earthquake. So you want to know about the political earthquake, probably even more important than a physical earthquake. Now, what you're seeing is not just an American thing, it's a global thing. You see, right now, while the American presidency seems to be under siege, similarly, the Israeli prime ministership, or if you may call it that, is also under siege, on the ropes. They just had a recent election, and after the election, they were unable to designate leadership, and they had another one. And now the situation is even worse, while the president is also under criminal investigation. I mean, the prime minister of Israel is also under a criminal investigation. That they say if he loses and is unable to be the prime minister, then all the criminal investigation will be more against him. But also notice that just in the past few hours, you discover that there is also a major Supreme Court decision or verdict concerning the Prime Minister of Britain or of the United Kingdom. You have to understand the trends. These three countries and other countries represent in a form the globe. And you see, Israel is known as the sacred center of the earth. Geographically, in some ways, I've been to the center point in Jerusalem where they show us the center of the earth, where geographically is the center of the earth. And in politically, in many ways, the way how they affect what happened worldwide with the Palestinians and the issues with Israel, the Palestinians, etc., etc. Tel Aviv, where the embassies now moved to Jerusalem, and all that stuff. Political center is also the prophetic center. That's just Israel alone. In many ways, the America or the USA is just like that. USA is now the missions center of the earth. Geographically, the USA is the place that the whole world wants to come. Even if they pretend like they don't want to come, they want to come. Mm. The USA is also the political center, as you see what's happening right now. What happened with the American president affects the whole world. We hear stuff about China, Russia, etc., etc. Now we have about Ukraine. So, that's where the political influence is coming from right now. Then the prophetic, the part that the USA plays as the young lions of UK, and we get to UK and Britain and the previous British Empire, where Britain was the main mission center. About 100 years ago of the world. At that time, it was also the geographic center where everybody wanted to go. It was the political center and the prophetic center. So you to understand prophecy is not just to hear thus said the Lord, but it's to get is to have the Lord minister to you concerning trends, major trends that you cannot escape. There are even some spin-offs. If we do another video, we'll tell you about the part that even Brazil plays 200 million people, and now the leadership of Brazil is pro-US, and you'll understand the part Canada play with that leader and the things happening to him now, and you have to stay abreast. We don't just want to wait on the news, and when the news give us their slant of what happened, later today, when they will be giving more information about that allegation against the president, and then we're going to begin to comment. I mean, anybody can comment after they hear stuff, but we are approaching this thing from a prophetic point of view. And what's happening right now, you see, America and Britain and Israel, they are the last bastions against the New World Order. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? You may not get everything, but I get what's the trends. The three countries right now where the leadership are under siege, that's Israel, that's Britain, where they are now calling for the resignation of the prime minister, or just become the prime minister, and they're already calling for his resignation. Are you with me? So you have Israel, you have Britain, and you have America are right now under siege. These three countries are the last three bastions against the New World Order. So what's happening right now? Why much of the news media is having a good time, trying to get the president leadership of America, to go down. It's the last war. It's the fight. It's the political war. It's the political earthquake. It's the preparation. It's the fight to bring in the New World Order. It's the fight to bring in the leadership of the Antichrist. And we do another video. We tell you why China is accused of being a part of releasing, billions of dollars and etc. etc. You understand that China right now have even been stopping the churches from keeping the Ten Commandments in their churches. Instead, they want to have the 10 quotes from their leader instead of the Ten Commandments. They have now much of the churches in China are now prevented from having anything about the Ten Commandments in their building. So, you have to stay abreast to understand, how it connects. But what's happening right now is the New World Order. The engineers of the New World Order are getting more vicious. It's not the personal thing. It's not Netanyahu. It's not Trump. It's not Boris. No, no, no. It's a world trend. It's a global trend. And these three nations and others are the last bastions against the New World Order. So the church got to pray. The church got to pray. Now the New World Order will come in. Yeah, it will come in. But the Bible says in Ezra 9 that God will allow a little space. A little space. I wonder if I can just get to that scripture. Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job. Let me see if we can get Ezra 9 verse. Ezra 9. And let me get, I don't want this to be too long. It says in verse 8 of Ezra 9, and now for a little space, grace has been shown from the Lord our God to leave us a remnant to escape and to give us a nail in his holy place, that our God may lighten our eyes and give us a little reviving in our bondage. Verse 9, for we were bondmen, yet our God hath not forsaken us in our bondage, but hath extended mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a reviving, to set up the house of our God, and to repair the desolations thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem. So in the midst of all of this, the church, the men of God, women of God, children of God, we must get to work. We must get into the harvest. We must win the loss at any cost. You must be ready to bring in the revival that God has said would happen. In the midst of all of this trouble, a mighty revival will arise. It's like, they use dung in the farms, and out of the dung come, high quality fruit and crops in the midst of the political dung you see right now. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get let's go save the world as the heart of men begin to shudder and shudder and get scared of what it's time to reach the lost. And we rebuke every plot of the enemy to hinder the church in any way. And in the midst of this attack, in the midst of the new world order getting ready to do their thing, politically and otherwise, we must get to work. We've got a lot more to say, but God bless you.